Here follows an extract from my book Artful Designs, available from Amazon. Chapter 7, Part 3. On entering the gallery, DCI James could easily identify Rick. Although he wore a conventional blue suit, there was a distinctive non-British quality to the way he carried his outfit. The tailoring was definitely not English. It struck DCI James that he'd never realised until this moment that national heritage could be conveyed in a couture, but it was an obvious truth. James introduced himself at first as Drew's brother-in-law. How lovely to meet Drew's family. He has been such a good friend to me. He is a good man. It's so sad to hear about the misfortune he is suffering at the Whitworth. Indeed it is. In fact, that's what brings me here today. I'm a police detective, and it's fallen to me to investigate the theft. How marvellous that you can help Drew so. How can I assist you? I understand that you called in at the Whitworth and joined Theo in escorting some young men about the premises. Can you tell me about that? You are correct. I've been trying to meet Drew at the Whitworth as he has offered to show me the constables they have there. Each time I've tried it hasn't been convenient, and so Mr. Hunter allowed me to join him as he showed the other young men. Were the youngsters very attentive? Did they seem particularly interested in what Mr. Hunter had to show them? Asked James. I ask as it's unusual that they were there at all. I understand that the gallery is closed to the public at present. That's right, but I believe that these were friends of Scott, and Mr. Hunter is always so keen to share his knowledge and passion. One of the group was very interested in the art. He was keen to hear about anything and everything in the gallery, but the others seemed very bored as far as I could tell. I couldn't understand why they were there at all if it was so dull to them. I think that Finn, if I remember his name correctly, was very much the boss of the group and was demanding that they at least try and learn something. I invited them to the gallery here too. Not that they needed my invite, as we are open to the public as usual. Anybody can walk in here during regular opening hours. And how did they respond to your invitation? Finn seemed pleased to be asked and was very excited to come. I was surprised when they did come later that day all the same. They came here that day as well? Oh yes, they came straight after their time at the Whitworth. I don't know why they bothered though. Even Finn didn't pretend to be interested once he was here. Not one of them could be bothered to raise their eyes to look at anything that I tried to show them. It all seemed too much effort, and after about 10 minutes they made some feeble excuse about having to get home for their dinner. It was only the merest show of politeness. In fact, it was very rude of them. I very much doubt that they go home for their dinner very often at all. I suspect that you're right about that. How very strange. Have you seen any of those boys since? No, I haven't. I don't expect to either. They weren't remotely interested, so why would they come back? Why indeed? James thanked Rick for his time and took his contact details for future reference. I intend to return home to Amsterdam at the end of the month. I'm sure that there is nothing more that I can tell you, but I'll make sure you get my card for the gallery back home before I leave. That's very thoughtful of you, thank you. James wasn't sure how any of this helped further his search for the thief, but he knew that he was now embarking on a trail marked out by breadcrumbs, few and infrequent to begin with, but they would eventually lead him to the solution. For now, all that he could do was collect information crumb by crumb. The next crumb, Brian, was waiting for him at the Whitworth. For the full book of Artful Designs, available in paperback or as an ebook, follow the link in the cards in the description box or find details on my website at sharonbill.com. Thanks for listening.